Hello everyone, welcome to the theory class. Today we're going to be covering lesson 24. So before we get started, let's go ahead and do our evaluation covering lesson 23. All right, here we go. Ready? Number 1, frame. Put the picture in the frame. Number 2, immediate. The brief immediate. Number 3, girls, and this is just plural. The girls played in the room. Girls. Number 4, arise. We will arise to the occasion. Arise. Number 5, Ms. Ms. Smith is a widow. Number 6, cats. The cat's tail got caught in the door. So that's singular possessive. Number 7, friend. My friend came over to visit. Number 8, Mrs. Mrs. Franklin is married to Mr. Franklin. Number 9, around. Let's sail around the world. Number 10, flapper. She wore a flapper dress for Halloween. Number 11, flight. He missed his flight. Number 12, ahead. Look ahead. Number 13, Miss. Miss Susan is the preschool teacher. Number 14, moms. My mom's purse was stolen. Singular possessive. And number 15, doctor. You need to go see the doctor. All right. Let's go ahead and review these, see how you did. Again, you want to be looking at your steno notes. Okay. All right. Number 1, frame. F-R long A-M. Number 2, the brief immediate. M long E-D, need. Number 3, girls, plural, not possessive. The girls played in the room. G-I-R-L, and then in a second stroke, come back for final Z. So that's just a plural. It's not possessive. Okay, the girls wanted to talk all night. Just a plural word. All right, then we have arise. A, come back for R, long I-Z, short A. It's not a rise, it's a rise. Then we have Ms., initial M, final Z, talking about a widow or a single woman. Cats, the cat's tail, so we're talking singular possessive, K-A-T, come back for A-E-Z, cats. So we need apostrophe S, so we come back for A-E-Z. Then we have friend, F-R-E-N-D, friend. It's an E sound. It's spelled I-E, has an S sound, so we use the E. Then we have Mrs., M-R, final S. Around, A-R-N-D. Flapper, F-L-A-P, second stroke, come back for E-R. Flight, F-L, long I-G-T. Ahead. A, come back for H-A-E-D. We didn't say a head, it's ahead. Miss, as in Miss Christina, that would be M-I-S with the flag, so it doesn't conflict with miss, as in I miss you. Mom, singular possessive. M-O-M, come back for A-E-Z, because we need an apostrophe S. Doctor, you need to go to the doctor, initial DR. All right, so if you struggled with any of those, go back, practice those before you move on to the next lesson. All right, so today we're going to cover lesson 24. It's one of the shorter ones. It's kind of nice for you. All right, so today you're going to learn about words that end with TH or have a TH in the word. Anytime we have a word with the TH, obviously we don't have an H over here, we have a T. So what we have to do is borrow the G for the TH. So we use GT for TH. Okay, and the way we write that is by using our ring and pinky on our right hand, and it looks like this. Now take note that this is a finger movement, not an arm movement. So let's look at the first word, math. I would write that as M-A-G-T, and I'm not throwing my elbow out, okay? You want to keep it, still want to keep it close to you. You don't want to throw your elbow out just because you're doing this. Okay, you don't want to hurt your shoulder or your arm or your wrist. Okay, so still try to working on keeping that next to you and not moving your elbow and making that come out too far. Okay, so we use GT for any type of words that end with TH. And some of the examples are, the first line there, you see math. So we would write that as M-A-G-T for M-A-T-H. Okay, anything with TH, we use GT. And it takes a little bit of getting used to, okay? Then we have teeth, T long E, G-T, teeth. Tooth, T-A-O-G-T. Laugh, now laugh is like a cover such as a wall or a ceiling. Laugh, that would be L-A-G-T, laugh. Then we have lathe. That's a machine for shaping wood or other materials. Lathe. That's a long A. L long A. G-T. Lathe. Then we have path. P-A-G-T. So really it's not a hard stroke. It's more getting used to reading what you wrote and knowing that the G-T is the T-H. Okay? Faith. F long A G-T. Faith. Sheath, S-H-A-E-G-T. Truth, T-R long U-G-T. Truth. Bath, B-A-G-T. Short A, bath. Bathe, now bathe is going to be a long A, B long A-G-T. Bathe. Myth, M short I-G-T. Myth. Then we have oath. Now, some people want to write that with the A-O, but just remember, we only use the A-O when we have a word that's spelled O-O. So just because this is spelled O-A doesn't mean that we use the A-O, okay? It's pronounced oath, long O, so we use a long O because it's not spelled O-O, it's O-A. So we're going to write that as long O-G-T, okay? Cloth. That has a broad A sound, but it's spelled with an O, so we keep it with an O. K-L-O-G-T. Death. D-A-E-G-T. Wrath. Notice that wrath, we're keeping the W. W-R-A-G-T. Okay. Both. B long O-G-T. Both. Booth. There's an O-O word, so we're going to use the B-A-O-G-T. Booth. Wreath, W-R-A-E-G-T. Meth, M-E-G-T. Sloth, S-L-O-G-T. Again, it has an aw sound, but it's spelled with an O, so we keep it with an O. Soothe, S-A-O-G-T. Mouth, M-O-U-G-T. Moth, M-O-G-T. Again, it has an aw sound, but it's spelled with an O, so we keep it with an O. Now, I want you to take a look at birth, forth, hearth. These are a little tricky. Anytime you have a word that's spelled R-T-H, we use the R-G-T. So you have to get used to keeping your middle finger up. It's a little hard for me to show you because this keyboard chart is spread out. But let's look at birth. Birth would be B-I-R-G-T. So what you have to do is, and again, it's kind of hard for me to show you. I'm going to get out of the way so I'm not in the way over here, but R-G-T, when you strike those, you have to keep your middle finger up. You don't want to bring it down, otherwise you're going to strike the B on accident. Keep that finger up. R-T, or I'm sorry, R-G-T, which is the R-T-H words, okay? So it takes a little practice with those. If you have to highlight those, if if that will stand out to tell your, if that helps you to go back and practice those words. Same with forth and hearth. Okay, forth, F long O-R-G-T. Again, practice that. Keep that middle finger up. Hearth, H-A-E-R-G-T. Okay. Then we have heather, leather, feather. Now, all of these, if you notice, have an after that. So you come back for the ER. So heather is going to be H-A-E-G-T. Come back for ER. Heather. Leather. L-A-E-G-T. Come back for ER. Leather. Feather. F-A-E-G-T. Come back for ER. Okay, then we have bother, lather, weather. All right. Now, let's see here. I want to remind you that anytime you have a plural word with any of these, you're still coming back for the final Z in a separate stroke. So words like paths, sheets, baths, like the paths were washed out, the sheets were torn, or they gave the dog several baths to get the odor of the skunk out. Anytime you have the GT words like baths, B-A-G-T, you still have to come back for final Z. Had some students ask me, can we just strike the S with the GT? No. If you want to do that in, when you're in speeds, that's up to you, but the chances of making an error are high because, if you brush your finger on that S, sometimes it's hard. Well, it is hard to know. Did I mean to make that a plural or not? So that way, if you just strike baths, B-A-G-T, and you come back for Z, you really meant to hit that Z. But if you use the S here as a plural, there's always a doubt in your mind, did I really mean to strike that S or not? Okay, so that's why we don't allow that. Okay, so baths would be B-A-G-T. Come back for final Z. All right. Now, down below it says use LT for words ending in LTH. Obviously, we have a LT, but no H. So what we do is just use the LT. So words like filth. Filth would be F-I-L-T. Filth. Filth. Wealth. W-A-E-L-T. Wealth. Okay. Stealth. S-T-A-E-L-T. Stealth. Health, H-A-E-L-T, health. Okay, so we just use the L-T here for any of those. Okay, instead of doing this, because it's a ending with L-T-H, we have to use the L-T for those. Okay, otherwise it would be L-G-T, and that doesn't work. Okay, so anytime you have a word ending in L-T-H, alt, like filth, health, wealth, stealth, we're just using the L-T. All right, looking on over at 24.2, we've got practice sentences using our new concept. If you look at the first sentence, It says, does he have false teeth? False is going to be F-A-U-L-S. Now, if you ever have the word falls, she falls all the time, that would be F-A-U-L, come back for final Z. So there's no conflict there. Again, anytime you see a comma, you want to use your RBGS. Yes, comma, he has false teeth. All right, now, second sentence, it says, is that the right path? You want to underline and highlight, is that the? You can phrase that whole thing. Is that the? S-T-H-A final T. Is that the? Don't you love that? Saves a lot of strokes there. Again, the next sentence over, yes, comma, that is the right path. You're going to want to use your comma after yes. And if you have to, go through and underline any phrases that you see so you don't forget to phrase. Okay, you need to phrase everything that's possible. All right, now looking down, line 11, second sentence over, it says, do you have faith in the system? We can phrase, do you have? Do you have? D-O-U-F-B. So again, underline or highlight that. Do you have? Now, on line 12, we have the clothes are on the hearth. Clothes, the clothes that we wear, that is an exception. When we get into higher speeds, it's much easier to flag clothes, as in the clothes that we wear. So we want you to write that as K-L long O-Z with the flag. Okay, clothes, K-L long O-Z with the flag. Yeah, it's hard for me to do again because it's spread out. You can do it all in one stroke. K-L long O-Z with the flag. It's much easier to do that than to do K-L long O-G-T and then, you know, have to worry about your final Z there. Okay, it just makes it too difficult. So anytime you have the word clothes, as in the clothes are dirty, that's going to be written as KL long O with the flag Z. And then close, as in close the door, would just be KL long O-Z. So you don't have a conflict there. All right, everything else there looks good. All right. Looking on over at the next section, 24.3, we've got some new briefs. We've got, now you're going to see a pattern here. Okay, this is a family pattern, a family set of briefs that have a pattern. So if you notice, mother, father, brother, sister, gather, rather, they all have something in common. They're all used, we use the AU with all of those. So let's look at mother. Mother is M-A-U-R, M-A-U-R, mar. Okay, father, F-A-U-R, far. Okay, brother, B-R-A-U-R, brar. Now, if you ever have the word bro, he's my bro, that would just be B-R long O. Okay, sister, S-A-U-R. Another way to write brother is just B-R-O, short O. But I like B-R-A-U-R because it goes with the whole family of briefs here with mother, father, sister, and so on. But I'm sure it's probably in your dictionary. If you were to write B-R-O, it will show up as brother. The only thing is you don't want to get confused with that, with brother with bro. Like he's my bro, because that's a long O. Okay, and this goes with the family here. So that's why we use B-R-A-U-R. Okay, sister, S-A-U-R, sar. Gather, G-A-U-R. Rather, R-A-U-R. Either, long E-R-T, eart. Then we have neither, and long E-R-T, neart. Okay, now we've got ever. Ever is final effer, ever. Then we have every, E-effer. So you have to practice those so you don't get them confused. There's not much of a difference. Ever is final effer. Every is E-effer. Before, initial B, final F. Initial B, final F, before. Then we have because, B-A-U-Z, because. Then we have there and there. The first there is the adverb, in, at, or to that place or position, as in we stayed over there. That's going to be THR on the initial side. Then we've got possessive there. Their car broke down. That's going to be written as TH final R. That's the difference between the two. Then line 8, we have always. ALS, always. Also is going to be initial L, final S. Almost, initial L, final M. Already, initial L, final R. All right, initial L, final RT. Now, when I was in theory, my theory instructor told me to highlight the letters in these words to kind of help us remember, because they're all pretty similar. So always, ALS. So take your AL and highlight that with the S, ALS. Also, highlight the LS. Also, almost, highlight your LM. Okay, already, LR. All right, LRT. And that kind of helps for it to stand out when you're practicing those. Now notice that all right says next to the brief, always 2 words. All right is always 2 words. It's ALL space RIGHT. Okay, that is a rule, a court reporting rule, so you never want to forget that. Okay. You don't want to get, it's so important that tests can be disqualified if you write all right as 1 word. So don't forget, write a little note there, highlight it. That's why it has in parentheses, always 2 words, exclamation, always 2 words. You see it in caps in parentheses there, and you want to highlight that so you don't forget. Okay. All right. Now, moving on over to 24.4, we have a brief drill. It's pretty self-explanatory. It just goes over, reviews all of your new briefs, and there's a few older briefs that I found in there, so give you a little practice and make you think about it. 24.5, we've got practice sentences regarding your new briefs. You look at the first sentence, it says, can I ever? And you're going to phrase that. Can I ever? K-I ever. Okay. The next sentence over, it says how could he ever win? You can't phrase he ever because it would conflict with every. Every is e-effer, so you can't phrase he ever, okay? Next sentence down, line 2, second sentence over, it says, did you ever finish the lesson? Again, we can phrase did you ever, D-U-effer. Okay, everything else there looks good. Very last line, line 15, first sentence, it says, he said that it was all right. Said, just a reminder, said, S-E-D, said. And again, I encourage you to underline or highlight all of your phrases like it was, so you don't forget that that's a phrase. Initial T, final FS. Okay. Notice all right is 2 words. All right, looking on over, 24.5 practice sentences continue. Line 16, second sentence over, it says, it is all right with us. We can phrase with us, W-U-S, was. Line 17, second sentence, try to win the trophy also. Trophy is going to be written as T-R long O, tro. Come back for F long E, trophy. Again, line 25, you've got a comma there, so you want to strike your comma. In both of those sentences, you have a comma. And then second sentence over in line 25, it says, if he doesn't do it, comma, neither will I. You can phrase will I, L-I, will I. Okay. Then looking on over at 24.6, you've got consonant compounds, final RK, RK, final RD, RD. I'm sorry, let me do that again. Final RK, final RD. My mistake here. I need to put my hands on here and show you. So these words are going to be final RK and final RD. So I apologize for that. So let's look at some of these words. We're going to start with final RK. Stark, S-T-A-R-K. Perk, P-E-R-K. Hark, H-A-R-K. Quirk, K-W-I-R-K. Mark, M-A-R-K. Spark, S-P-A-R-K. Torque is a long O, T long O, R-K. Lurk, park, dark. Shirk, cork. Cork is a long O, K long O, R-K. Work, that's written just like it's spelled, W-O-R-K, work. Pork, long O, P long O-R-K, pork. Fork, F long O-R-K. Lark, bark, jerk, arc, narc. Dork is a long O. Clerk, shark, smirk, stork. Stork is a long O. All right, now starting with line 6, we have words that end with final RD. We've got word, W-O-R-D. It's written just like it's spelled, word. Bird, B-I-R-D. Ward, W-A-R-D. Shard, that's broken glass, S-H-A-R-D. Cord, long O, K long O-R-D. Hazard, H-A-Z, come back for A-R-D. Hard, H-A-R-D. Lard, L-A-R-D. Nerd, N-E-R-D. Gird, G-I-R-D. Card, K-A-R-D. Herd, H-E-R-D. Now, shepherd, there's two ways you can write shepherd. The first way is S-H-E-P, come back for H-E-R-D. Or you can do S-H-E-P, come back for E-R-D. So there's two ways. Either come back for H-E-R-D or E-R-D. Okay. Line 9. Actually, let's finish line 8. After shepherd, we've got herd, H-A-E-R-D. And upward, U-P, come back for W-A-R-D. Now, line 9 says onward. We don't want to use the brief on, O, otherwise the software will separate that with the word ward. So onward, we have to write it out. O-N, come back for W-A-R-D. Okay. Forward, that's one syllable, so we're going to flag it. F long O with the flag, R-D. Okay, so forward, F long O with the flag, R-D. Okay, bard, B-A-R-D. Sword, S-W long O-R-D. Weird, W long E-R-D. Board, B long O-R-D. Award, A, short A, come back for W-A-R-D. Guard, G-A-U-R-D, guard. Wizard, W-I-Z, come back for A-R-D. And turd, T-U-R-D. 24/7, that section focuses on practice sentences with your new consonant compounds. If you look at line 6, it says the desert has stark beauty. Desert is going to be D-E-Z, come back for E-R-T. And then desert, if you had the word desert, that would be D long E, come back for S-E-R-T. Okay. Now, beauty can be written either two ways. There's two ways you can write beauty. Either B long U-T, come back for A-E, or B long U, come back for T-A-E. Either beaut-E or beauty. Either one works. The next sentence over, mark the spot with chalk. Chalk is going to be K-H-A-U-K, chalk. Line 12, second sentence over, the shadows were weird. There's two ways you can write shadows, either S-H-A-D, come back for long O, come back for final Z, or you can do S-H-A, sha, come back for D, long O, and then come back for final Z. So either shad-o or shadow. Either one works. Okay. Line 13, second sentence, she is a ward of the court. Court is K-long O-R-T. Line 15, second sentence over, the sword was in the scabbard. Scabbard is a sheath for a blade of a sword or a dagger. Scabbard would be S-K-A-B, come back for A-R-D. Scabbard. Again, line 16, the Lord is my shepherd. You want to flag Lord because it's capitalized and it's a long O. And the last sentence, the cowboy rounded up the herd. Herd is H-E-R-D. So again, like I said, this lesson is pretty short, so enjoy it. And that concludes lesson 24. So once you have done this at least 3 times, preferably 4 or more, you know it kind of rhymes, then you will join me in the read back portion of this class. All right, have a wonderful day and we'll see you soon. Bye-bye.